for you.
There we go. Right, welcome along to the Newcastle NFC 3. I'm going to get it right one week. NFC 360's instant reaction to Newcastle United 2, Leicester City 1. I'm joined by Norman with me here, and we've got Ben as well in the centre of Newcastle because who can resist going and getting a pint straight after that win? Ben, I guess I'll sum up your feelings first. You're in the centre of town. I've just walked through it myself. What's the feeling like? What's the atmosphere like on the streets?
It's insane, to be fair. I think when you come out the ground, I've never heard so much chanting echo across the city. And then all of a sudden, when we try to find a quiet place, I feel almost deaf because I suddenly there's no noise at all, and it's very surprising. But no, it's amazing, to be fair. And even if you haven't been at the game, you can certainly feel the atmosphere around the place as well.
Yeah, good little feeling today, isn't it? Everyone seems pretty buzzing about it, as you can see. Please leave your comments and do subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time. Norman, it was a smash and grab, wasn't it? And they don't come much better than that.
I was thinking at the end of the match there that this never happens to us, right? This last minute, not even last minute, I mean, the very last seconds of the last minute of injury time. When does this happen with us? Someone can probably remind me right now. Oh, yeah, it happened like 4 weeks ago. Well, right now it feels like it's been a long time since it did, and it was absolutely spectacular. Look, did we deserve to win the game? Probably not. Did Leicester deserve to win? Probably not. A draw, very much like it looked like the fair result. It looked like both sides thought, well, actually, we're only 80 minutes now. Let's just see this out. Joe Willock and Bruno Guimaraes had other ideas, and that winner coming how it did from absolutely nowhere. It was almost. The split second after it went in was a kind of moment of it was surreal at that for just a split second. Then boom, the celebrations went. And as you see, lads, like Newcastle 2 and centre at the minute. I mean, if I was 10 years younger and I didn't have the responsibilities I've got, so I wouldn't have to get home, I'd be out on the high me, massively out on it right now. Like, so if you've got that chance, if you're allowed to, do it.
Yeah, multiply. Why are you sat at home watching us talk about the game? You should be out there already. That's the main thing. But Bruno stole the show once again. There was the VAR decision which finally went Newcastle's way. Ben in the first half after a mistake from Kasper Schmeichel, which you love to see, and he just got it over the line. Did you think Newcastle looked like scoring other than that one that we got there?
No, but I mean, like Norman says, I think it didn't look like either side wanted to win. And I think sometimes in games like that, when it's such a fine margin, that's when you get spectacular ends like we saw to the game as well. But no, I think we battled hard when we scored. I think it was great to see that we matched them, but I don't think the quality was quite there that we've probably seen on show maybe the past few weeks. But at the end of the day, as long as the effort's still there, and again, we're still getting wins from the amount of effort we're putting in, and we're getting the results we deserve as well, I think, as well. Because I think earlier in the season at times we've maybe, I mean, looking at the Brighton game and things like that, we've lost points where maybe we should pick up more, but that makes it all worth it today. But no, I don't think we looked like scoring too much during the game.
Yeah, there's a few names coming through, Norman, as we can see in the comments. Is there anyone who really shone today in the work rates? I know there's obviously two obvious people in the comment there from Paul, but for you, was there any standouts?
I mean, Bruno, obviously, because he was head and shoulders above everyone else in a black and white shirt, probably for the first hour of the game. But then by sort of the 65th minute, they've got quality to bring on Maddison, they bring on Barnes, they bring on Iheanacho. They made substitutions that improved the team immediately in terms of the ability they've got. And I think by then you've got Bruno who's ran and ran and ran for 60 minutes. He's trying to create. He's trying to make something happen because we weren't necessarily pressing Leicester high. Look, we weren't conceding many chances. It's not like they were just wave after wave of attack, but we weren't going for the going for the jugular with them as well. But Bruno, as I see it, brilliant for 60 minutes, and then it seemed like he got really tired. Their midfielder just worked him to death basically. But then he pops up with that the last minute. Right, that's his quality. He's still there at the right time at the end when he's knackered. So of course he was fantastic. But there's a comment from Paul Topham there. Yeah. Almiron and Kraft. I totally agree. I thought Almiron, the running that he does, the space that he can get into, it's just the graft that he puts in. I thought it was vital to that win today. And Emil Kraft, I mean, a man reborn. It's testament to how good Eddie Howe and his coaching staff are with individual players that they've actually managed to make a $4.5 million Rennes reserve fullback who looked absolutely lost under Bruce. Clear like he's my second choice fullback. It's spectacular. He's gone beyond Manquillo as the sort of second choice to Trippier, which is excellent. I also thought that Fabian Chin, Dan Burn were solid once again, and obviously Willock comes off the bench and does that. So you have to give credit to Willock. I mean, he's thought there was almost like a friend texted saying there was a gentleman's agreement between Howe and Rodgers at half time. We'll just play for the draw, lads. Joe Willock had other ideas, so fair play to him.
Yeah. What did you make of the substitutions, Ben? Because there was a lot riding on them with players, quite clearly knackered. Taking off the striker was a big call. But do you think it was the right choices in the end?
I thought bringing on Willock was a good decision. I thought having more legs in midfield and trying to stretch him because we know he can pop up with a goal here and there as well. I thought, although Wood wasn't playing great, maybe to bring on Gale forward, I didn't really. Playing St. Maximin up front, I don't think he offers too much, and especially in the pressing sense as well. Whereas Dwight Gale maybe would, but I mean. Murphy when he came on, maybe not as good as how we expected. But we've got to look at the positives, I suppose. And Willock again, like I was saying about his legs, it proved well at the end as well. Just being able to run that extra yards ahead of Leicester and to have that bit more tenacity, which I think having fresh legs helped with. But like you say, the Leicester had full of quality they brought on themselves. But luckily enough, our substitutes made the difference today as well.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the way that they went about the game. I know that it wasn't the prettiest results.
Pretty result, not the prettiest performance.
Pretty result, not the prettiest performance. But I guess that happened against Wolves. Norman, I mean, this question was asked last week. I think everyone's pretty much confirmed it now. But that is safety now, isn't it? That is it. There's not much more needs to be done, really.
13-point gap. There's no way on earth we're going to lose every single game.
What was the end of the Burnley score? Was it 1-1?
Ones each in the end. Burnley had a chance to go 2-0 up. They missed the penalty to go 2-0 up. West Ham equalised. Well, it doesn't matter. None of that matters anymore. In fact,
when the luck's with you.
Well, in fact, I look at the table at the minute. I look at us, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and Southampton. I think, well, actually, we should be looking to finish above those four teams. We've got the ability to do that, and if we finish above those four teams, that's 10th or 11th in the table, which would be almost miraculous given how we were when Howe came in. So relegation is, I mean, it's clearly not happening. 37 points with, 6 games to go?
Yeah, not to worry about anymore, is it? There's a few comments coming in, Ben, just about Matt Targett, who I thought was brilliant today. Everyone's saying he was winning back the ball. There was all that chat there about will Targett actually be let go by Villa? I mean, they're going to have to make Digne play better somehow. But what did you make of Matt Targett today? Do you think there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be going out and getting him first day that the transfer window opens?
I think he's guaranteed buy. I think he's got to be, because he's already built up that relationship as well with the club, and I've never seen a lone player slot in so quickly as well. One thing I noticed as well is for a fullback, he pressed really high straight away. So as soon as the ball switched to the winger, he was onto them. And it wasn't like he was onto them and then he was getting skinned. Every single time, he was pushing them up, pushing them back. And I think that helps as well. It alleviates the pressure on the defence. And I think he's got to be one of the first buys of the summer. And I can't imagine he'd be going for too big of a price either, considering we've got him on loan and things as well. I don't know if there's a deal in place, but I think he's got to be a guaranteed buy. I don't think we can look anywhere else for such a solid left back. And who's I don't know if he's in his prime. He could even get even better as well. But no, he should definitely be the first one.
There are rumours. I mean, albeit these are being put out on social media, and whether or not there's a blue tick journal tweeted this, but The price is 50 million. That's what's being put around. You know, there's an agreement. Because sometimes when you sign a player on loan, there's always we sign him on loan, and there's a kind of like, you know, a gentleman's agreement in the terms of the transfer fee. And 50 million is the fee that's been put forward. And to be honest with you, 50 million for him would be an absolute bargain. I think he's been fantastic. I suppose what you have to look at it is like, what are Newcastle United's ambitions next season? Are the ambitions to break into that kind of Wolves, Leicester, West Ham group of sides, pushing for a Conference League place, perhaps 7th or 8th finish, which would be huge, right? We're not expecting to win the league overnight. We're looking for progress, right? Would bringing in Matt Target, would pushing for 7th or 8th in the table be progress? Yes, it would. So if we can get him for 50 million, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. What about Sam Maximan today, Norman? I mean, there's been a few mentions, I think, around me in the stadium today that was, you know, a lot of the same movements from Sam Maximan, where he does his traditional flight path of just outside the run of the box and then had a shot. He tried a few passes, a few, you know, wasted passes as well. But what did you make of it? I know there's like a mixed reaction to him in the comments today.
Oh, I've said this on quite a few podcasts this season, so I consistently said this with Maxi. You have to accept, right? It's very easy to criticise him for not doing the dirty work, tracking back, providing cover, putting tackles in, even trying to win headers, right? We have to accept he's not going to do this. It's not going to happen. So you have to look at his positives, focus on his positives, because the things that we actually want him to do, he's probably never going to do them, as I say. And the things that we want him to do, run with the ball, attempt to take players on, put balls in the box. To a certain extent, he did them today, not as effectively as he can do. I think there's a little bit of a confidence issue. I think an assist or a goal would lift him massively, especially if he did it at home as well and he heard the noise of the fans. I think you also have to remember that every single time he gets the ball, he's not just got one player in front of him. Every opposition manager says, right, when Maximan gets the ball, I want 2 on him at least. It usually ends up being 3 or 4. So I think today, he put the legwork in. He tried to do his moments of magic. It didn't come off all the time. And I suppose you look at it like this. If they're putting 2 or 3 players on Maxi every time he's got the ball, it does free up space for other players. So I can't criticise him. We know what kind of player he is. We produce magic on occasion. A lot of the time, he might drift out of games. But a lot of the time, he drifts out of games because he's being marked by 2 or 3 players.
Yeah. Could you just sum up the feeling for us, Ben, of that last moment? I mean, can you put it into words? Can you? I don't know where you were sat, but what was it like? Just let's just wrap up on the ecstasy of all of that.
I think, as well as external screaming, I think there was internal screaming as well. It was more when Willock broke down the line. I thought he's got a lot of room here. And then all of a sudden, as the ball hung up in the air, I thought I generally I started shouting away. It was just absolutely ecstatic. And then all of the flags going up as well, and then the final whistle being blown straight after. It was almost like it was scripted to win like that, but not at the same time. It was just absolutely amazing. And then staying in the ground to chant for 10, 15 minutes after the game. Even when I left, there was still people sat behind, still chanting away and waving the flags. And it was honestly, it was amazing. What a result!
I think there was no better response to Leicester fans asking us, "Where's your favourite atmosphere?" It was there at the end. I'm afraid to say, you know, we don't need clappers in our place. We don't need things putting on seats to encourage people to chant a team that's, you know, well, in their case, won a Premier League, and an FA Cup as well. You know, very successful club. Newcastle United are the type of team and club that are going to harness that, and it'll be even more special when a trophy finally comes, won't it, Norman?
It will be absolutely spectacular, to the sense that I fear for the city itself. Unrespectful. I think we'll see like crumbling buildings. We'll see like fires lit. It'll be like a sort of return of like a Roman legion to Rome after a battle. It'll be libation like you've never seen, and my God, I can't wait to embrace it.
Well, we'll all go and embrace now and let everyone enjoy the rest of their weekend. Cheers for coming on, Ben. Cheers, Norman, as well. If you are here for the first time, please do subscribe to the channel. We're going to grow and grow because it's all very new, but not bad to have 2 Newcastle wins on the bounce. We'll be back after Crystal Palace midweek to chat about, hopefully, another win for Newcastle United. We'll see you then.